Robert here, and today I want to talk about the C major scale, the lowly, simple C major scale that teachers often start piano lessons with, although I don't recommend doing that. I'm going to tell you when not to play the C major scale, but I'm also going to give you a workflow so that when you do play it, you'll know how to do it and get a great sound without having to make a lot of mistakes. You never want to learn a new skill by making a bunch of unnecessary mistakes and then having to go back and fix them. It's better to learn the right way to do it right from the beginning. So that's what I'm going to help you do today. I'm going to start with 2 reasons not to learn the C major scale yet. Number 1 is don't play the C major scale if you don't understand what C major means. And to really understand C major, you're going to need to learn how different chords function in C major. At least a tonic and dominant chord, maybe tonic, dominant, and subdominant. Because without that understanding of what C major even means, then the scale is going to be completely abstract with no musical meaning. So I recommend learning the harmonic functions and chords in C major first, then learn the scale after that. I know that's backwards from the way a lot of teachers teach it, but frankly speaking, maybe that's why a lot of students don't learn it well. The second reason not to learn the C major scale yet is if you aren't already playing tunes or bass lines in other keys as well. Because even though it might seem like the fact that C major is only white keys makes it simpler, it does not. Students need to understand that scales might have any number of white or black keys, and it's just incidental that C major happens to be the major scale with no black keys. In fact, that makes C major even harder to play because there are no black keys to function as landmarks to help you find your place if you get lost. That's one reason that composers like Chopin didn't start with C major. They would teach B major first. The other reason has to do with the physical layout. Now, if you're having trouble with that barrier to entry to the C major scale, check the description below because I have a harmony course where you will learn the harmonic functions of the chords in C major as well as every other key. So if you don't know what the chords in C major are yet, and if you haven't played in other keys, check the description for info on my course, Play and Sing in Harmony. Okay, so now that you've taken my course and you're ready to play the C major scale, let's go through the workflow so you can learn it with all the right moves right from the beginning rather than having to learn a lot of mistakes and then correct them years later. Step 1, play the scale 1 octave up and 1 octave back down using your middle finger only. This is very helpful, and there's a couple of reasons for this. For one thing, that helps you preserve the alignment of your forearm, wrist, and hand, which is very important. For another thing, it helps you play with a consistent tone, the kind of tone you want to keep even when you're playing the scale with different fingers later. For another thing, playing a scale with middle finger only allows you to focus just on playing the correct piano keys that you want to play. Oftentimes we run into tremendous difficulty when we're trying to learn a new scale and play all the right keys and also trying to learn the right fingers as well. That's a recipe for failure. So if you play the scale with middle finger only, it solves a lot of problems. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Do that with both hands separately. With your right hand like I just did, and also do the same thing with your left hand, but I'm not going to do that right now. Next, notice the finger crossings. Play with different fingers, but keep your fingers loosely together, like a paw. Use a separated touch. We're not even going to think about playing legato or connected yet. For right hand, the finger crossings are between mi and fa. So that'll be thumb, pointer, middle, thumb. And on the way down in that same area, thumb, middle, pointer, thumb. In the left hand, it's different. The crossing is from sol to la, between G, which will be a thumb, and A, which is a middle finger. Since you're playing with fingers loosely together like a paw and with a separated touch, pay attention to where you play the keys. You want to play pretty near the edge for a consistent tone. Now, since fingers are different lengths, that means you're going to have to move your forearm in towards the piano for short fingers like thumb and pinky, and then move out away from the piano for longer fingers like pointer, middle, and ring. So let's do the whole C major scale with a separated touch using these different fingers with in and out forearm motions. See, by playing with a separated touch and by using the in and out motions, you're able to play with consistent tone and sound great throughout the entire scale without running into a lot of the hiccups that we often do run into when we're trying to play connected before we've gotten the fingering solid. Let's do the same thing with the left hand. Beautiful. So now that you've got the fingering solid, no doubt about which keys to play and when to play in or out, then we can start to play connected. And for that, you're going to need forearm rotation to get your hands and your fingers from one key to the next. Forearm rotation refers to the way you rotate your forearm to get the fingers to where they want to play. Understanding the direction of play for every note you ever play really unlocks a great deal of abilities and prevents problems. You also want to remember that for every direction of play, there's a preparation in the opposite direction. Here's what I mean. So for the first note of the C major scale, I want to play left. That means I prep right. So I'm going to show you the direction of play for every note in the C major scale. But remember, for every single note, you're going to prep in the opposite direction from the direction of play. Look for that in the overhead video. As a matter of fact, I'll roll my sleeves up so you can see that clearly. Okay, so for right hand, we'll play left, right, right. The next note, this next thumb note, is a play left. So prep right and fall left while moving your forearm to the right. See, this is complicated. Shouldn't be taught to a first-year piano student. Moving on. Play right, 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 right. Continue moving right, and that's your prep to play left, 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 rotate left, which prepares you to play right for middle finger on E, left, left. Now let's do the same thing for left hand. Play left, right, 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 right. Continue right, which is the preparation to play left for middle finger on A, right, right. Continue right, which is the preparation to play left, left. Continue left, which is the preparation to play right. For G, left, 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 left. And that's how you learn the C major scale. There's a lot involved. So by the end, you're having to know the correct fingers to use, which keys to press, the in and out motions, as well as the forearm rotations. So take it in steps. Don't try to learn it in a day. Learn it over time. And remember, if you don't know what C major means yet, take my course Play and Sing in Harmony, where you'll learn how chords function and you'll learn tunes in all 24 major and harmonic minor keys. And then you'll be ready to learn scales and have them mean something, because they are an important part of piano technique.